This is Bonsuivit of the Moonlighter Group and his wonderful world of ephemera. Today we've got 4 items from the Titantic. 4 compensation cases from 1913. The first one, a Titantic compensation case. At the Southampton County Court, Mrs. Martha Ridout claimed compensation amounting to £245 in respect to the death of her son Walter George Ridout, a second-class saloon steward who went down with the Titanic. The White Star Company had paid £50 into court. It was stated on behalf of the applicant that the deceased had, for the last 3 years, been in the employ of the company, and he had sent remittances to his mother from Southampton and other ports, which amounted in all to about £15 a year. Mrs. Ridout gave evidence as to the support which she received from her son before her death. She said he paid her rent of 2 shillings and 6pence a week and gave her other sums besides, which in all amounted to £14 or £15 a year. Mr. Hiscock, for the White Star Line, said his clients were prepared to admit the dependency of Mrs. Ridout, and they offered £50 in settlement of the claim. They had been, however, bound to allow the matter to come to court, as they did not know before whether the applicant was solely dependent. As to the claim for £245, he submitted that could not be substantiated. He also pointed out that Mrs. Ridout was not totally dependent on her son, as she had an income of 7 shillings a week coming in from her husband under a magistrate's order for maintenance, and he maintained that £50 should be considered as reasonable and proportionate to the injuries sustained by applicant. On being questioned by His Honour as to whether he could increase the offer above £50, Mr. Hiscock said he would do so by £10. Eventually, on the suggestion of His Honour, Mr. Hiscock agreed on behalf of his clients to pay £65 in settlement of the claim without costs. Judge O'Connor, in giving judgment to this effect, said he thought it only fair to the company to say that he had seen a good many of these cases in different courts, and he had never noticed in any single case a tendency of illiberality. Mr. Hiscock said that so far as His Honour's observations were concerned, he should like him to know that out of the hundreds and thousands of cases of compensation arising out of that terrible disaster, not 20 cases had been seriously contested. There had been every desire on the part of the company to make such reparation as they possibly could where breadwinners had been taken away and the applicants had been shown to have suffered loss. This is Bonsuivit of the Moonlighter Group and his wonderful world of ephemera.